Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to A Lost Man. In the last episode, we deserted from the French army. We are exploring this nearby, I don't know if you'd call it a village, considering it seems to be a church and a half-abandoned farmhouse, but the remnants of a French village. We're hoping that, maybe we can try and get away from the front. Now, Buddy here, he has an urge when he looks at this grave. A grave? Here? Just like that? That is not common. A strange urge seizes me. Yeah. The farmer, Anselm, he did mention there were 2 other deserters. And one came a cropper, and the other blew his brains out in response. So, I mean, he buried his friend and then he blew his brains out by the train. Like, that's clearly what's happened. I'm thinking, so we need to dig this guy up. Anselm has, if I can just reach him. In your own time, buddy. Yeah, Anselm has a shovel. However, we can't get near. Indeed, not so fierce, Dingo. Rather hungry, I'd say. Best not get too hungry near my shack. I'll take care of this filthy don't you harm a hair on Dingo's head, I will end you. See you next time, Mr. Anselm. A dead man's rib. A treat for Dingo. Yeah, we need to distract Anselm. Dingo would I don't... Dingo is lovely. Dingo is lovely. I don't want to risk him getting shot. Yeah, that's Anselm's attic. Could we... excuse me? It's no use. Okay, I'm thinking, could we put the bone? Absurd. Maybe prop it next to the well? It does not belong in a well. Okay. Prop it next to the hay? I hope this will attract Dingo. Dingo, be smart. Don't... On one hand, I'm like, I think I need Dingo to come here to distract him, but I'm also like, I don't want Dingo to be in danger. I don't want Dingo to be in danger. Please. He's a good boy. Be smart, Dingo. Be smart. By golly! Ooh. Hell, son of a... Hang on, Maurice! So I just love that. Hang on, Maurice! I'll smoke that troublemaker. You don't mind me? Why not? Okay, you filthy mutt. Poof, nobody saw a thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't think... Just a little bit. Bloody hell! I blasted the chicken! Dingo lives to see another day! But not the chicken! Not the chicken! Oh, I'm so sorry! It was a chicken. I'm so sorry, Mr. Chicken. But it looks like Dingo got his bone at least. Oh, I am sorry. I am sorry for that, chicken. I should not do this. I know it. I'm far too cute. You've got that urge. They used to tell me that all the time in the regiment. I'm gonna do it anyway. Can you imagine that? You get dragged before a judge. Why did you dig up the graveyard? How curious. That is not a good defense, buddy. Oh. Charming. Oh. Completely beyond saving. Well, he's buried. Of course. He was beyond saving. Completely empty. The pocket contains a small metal key for the, whatchamacallit, rather shaggy guy. I imagine he probably didn't have access to, you know, grooming utensils, a shaving kit. The hand is clutching a notebook. Okay, anything. Decomposition has begun its work. Poor fella. Doesn't look like he's got any pockets in his trousers. Okay. It's settled. I'm getting the hell out tonight. I can't take it anymore. 2 weeks holed up like rats in this bloody trench. The last raid was a disaster, a real shooting gallery. Baptiste took a bust. I can see him rotting, guts out from my hole day after day. No way we can go fetch his corpse without getting our mugs blown off. Fucking fed up. And the fleas and the filth and the others. Damn it, the others. I got spotted by young Emile while sneaking off. He grabbed my shoulder as I wriggled out of the burrow. He whispered that he wanted to follow me, that he'd put a hole in his own head if I didn't take him along. We made it off the front somehow, trenches everywhere. Got to play it smart. We've been trudging for hours from thicket to thicket, watching every little twitch around us. Seems we found a cushy spot for now. The sounds of the war feel pretty far off. Let's take a break. I felt odd ever since we left. Bugger. I shat blood this morning. Oh, well, that's never good. And I've never had such a headache in all my blasted life. I managed to get up. Got to help Emile scout the area. Hunger's gnawing at us, and we've barely got anything left in reserve. A mutt's been dogging us, but there's no way to get near it. What the hell does that pest want? Emile and I made out an old farm and a church nearby. Some stick of a guy with glasses is looking after the church. I think he's seen us from afar. I'm wary. Never could stomach those host eaters. On the farm, we only also host eaters. I like that as a description of a religious person. You eat the body of Christ, you are a host eater. I like that. On the farm, we only saw an old bloke, never without his rifle. He spends his days at the window or outside his shack, chatting with his pig. Don't diss his relationship with Maurice. They are the bestest of friends. When night falls, he bars up the beast and shuffles off to bed. It's getting worse and worse. I don't know how a man can shit that much blood. We're bloody starving. We've decided to take action. Tonight, Emile will snoop around the good lord's place while I deal with the farm. The old man's crashed out in the attic. I rummaged through everything I could downstairs. Nothing to munch on, but I found a key hidden in the clock. Got the big door open with it. There's a girl asleep in there. Anselm, what the fuck are you doing? A girl, right in the middle of nowhere. And not an ugly one. Dickhead, what are you doing? What are you doing? Not an ugly one either. She sat up, shot me a blank look without making a sound. I introduced myself the best I could. She answered fine, but I'm sure something's wrong. Goes by Justine. She wouldn't say anything about her cell or why she's rotting here. Her man kicked the bucket last year. A bullet right in the mug. A few weeks later, her brother copped a burst of machine gun fire. Poor girl. Anselm's son was gunned down. Okay, so this is his daughter. Okay. We talked about the mutt too. Don't know why. Supposedly called Dingo. I didn't stick around. She handed me a loaf of bread and a bottle of milk. Always something, I guess. Dingo. That's his name. We're mates now. We adopted him, or maybe the other way around. Anyway, he hangs with us now. Hope he's any use. Doesn't seem too sharp. He's lovely! How dare! Don't you diss Dingo like that! He's already cheering us up. First time I've seen Emile happy. I got a rusty taste in my mouth since I woke. Oh, mate, I don't... Is this dysentery? Is this dysentery or something? Mate, I think you're buggered. Unless you can get medical attention, I think you're buggered. I went back to see Justine. We talked about this and that. At one point, we shut up, stared each... And then they shagged. Okay. At one point, we shut up, stared at each other, and we knew what had to happen happened. Once we were done, she started jabbering away. Justine. Couldn't imagine a sadder life. She lost her kid at the start of the year. Tuberculosis. I didn't catch it all, but she said she lost her grip at that point. The old man's her father. He's the one who locked her up there. Says it takes her a while to calm her hysterics. Losing the eldest and the grandson made him nervous, the old man. Emil worries about me. Poor little fella, worry about your noggin. We eat more or less our fill thanks to Justine, but I'll croak soon, I can feel it. I only get up to drag myself over to the farm when night falls. This Justine business scares Emil. Everything scares him. Everything will scare him from now on. Justine's slipping a bit more into madness every day. I can see it. She thinks she can communicate with the spirit of her kid. The thought won't leave her head. She's brewing an elixir. The recipe is foolproof. Her book says so. She's on at me to pour the mixture over the brat's grave. I don't understand a damn thing. For the past few days, her kisses taste of blood. 1 hour to lift a finger this morning. God damn. I'm burning up, so burning up, and freezing and burning up. My anus is still spewing geysers. You're dying! What do you want to talk about, my arsehole? Of the fair play. Fair play, buddy. Justine suggested we go out for the first time. I hardly dragged myself along at her arm, but I felt all right. In the courtyard, she tossed a coin into the well while whispering some sort of incantation, something incomprehensible. Then she wanted to take a wander into the forest. She tossed another coin into the river while whispering. We walked to a little bridge. She stopped, looked at me, smiled, and threw herself into the water. She couldn't swim any better than I could. Fool. Justine. I went to see the old man. No choice. I told him everything. When I finished my story, he thought for a long while and said, all right. Then he went back to his pig. I kept the room key. Don't know why, but it feels good to go there at night. My life's hanging by a thread now. A thread worn thin. Emil can see it. He's trying to keep my mind off of it, but he's so sad. Dingo hasn't left my side since this morning. He's curled up against me, head on my legs, just waiting. The other day, Emil said that if I kicked the bucket, he'd blow his brains out. Always scared. No strength left to hold the pen. And he died, and sure as shit, Emil kept his word. He buried him. Went to the train, shot his brains out, and Dingo's been eating him ever since. Okay, damn. Holy shit. Okay, well... I'm thinking, so if she tossed... What was it? Was it you? Magnetized metal. Can we... The magnet is attached to the rope. Aha! And do we have a coin? Something is sparkling. A coin. That is something, at least. Okay, do you want to... The magnet is attached... You just want to keep that? Okay. Or you don't want to keep that, rather. Okay. Fair play. And let's... Let's unlock this door. That is the right key. Huh? I know that smell. It reeks of death, hospitals, and sorrow. Flipping out. Okay, you're keeping your daughter locked up because she gets hysterical. I can see the logic of that in wartime. Who's to say she's not going to fly into a fit, and run straight onto a battlefield. Like, I can understand this. Why does she not have a bed? Why have you put I mean, it looks like a door. Why have you done this, Anselm? Why have you done this? A full-cheeked baby's photo. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I spot a book in the drawer. Introduction to Astrology, new edition. Yeah. No desertion manual in sight. Oh, you'd be so lucky. Ooh. Ah, at last some pictures. I will say I've been quite impressed with the sound design. It sounded really good. Also, I'm so curious about this. So at the beginning of the game, the very beginning, you know, you had the sound of gunfire and all of that. There was the sound of someone breathing. I always wonder, is that like a stock sound effect that you just buy? Or, like, to save on money, like, did one of the devs just like, okay, I've got to do some heavy breathing into a mic? How would you even decide that? Do you do, like, rock, paper, scissors? And the loser has to do it? Like, I'm curious. I'm curious, but okay, Aries, Taurus, the best star sign. I say for no reason whatsoever. It just is the best. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay. Okay. Just like the rest of the place. Rustic. There's nothing wrong with rustic. The door seems fixed to the wall. This door fixed to the wall seems to serve as a bed. So it is a door. Quite Spartan. I mean, on one hand, the ingenuity buster. I'm like, why did you not leave your daughter with a bed? There's a bed upstairs. Why would you not give that to her and you sleep on the door? A makeshift cushion stuffed with straw. It is soiled. A crumpled piece of paper is stuffed into the cushion. Tears of God. Farm loam? No, wait. Farm foam. Nocturnal serum. Pestilent appendix. Strands from beyond the grave. Okay. Okay, Tears from God, that's gonna be holy water. Strands from beyond the grave, the guy was a shaggy fellow. The guy, the dead guy. Pestilent do you mean like a literal appendix or like an appendices for a book? I have no idea what farm foam means. Nocturnal that one, my brain may be in the gutter. At one time, it was called a nocturnal, pollution or whatever it was called. But I'm like, is this asking for what I think it may be? You know, we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave that be. We can deal with that later. A rodent floats placidly in the jar. Yuck. Rotten. Would you say it is pestilent? Little scissors. Little scissors. Nastier and nastier, the tail has been cut off. I mean, maybe? Poor fishy. Okay, but you don't want that. I do not even want to know what is inside. What kind of concoction will this curious device produce? Mate, I have no idea. A spilled vial. It is completely empty. That could always be useful. A proper little lab. They contain liquids, more or less viscous. The names on the labels are incomprehensible. The only link to the outside. A faint light filters through. Okay, if we add that. Okay. Question, do we... A still sits proudly on the table. Can we maybe... Okay, so... But rat tail, so we didn't want the rat's appendix. We wanted its tail. Okay. Okay, but still they do get crossed off. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what 2 of these are. We'll go get... We'll go get the dead guy first. Okay, can we... Deserter, desecrator. The picture is complete. There we go. Yes, excellent. And methinks holy water. Do you want to... I've collected a few drops of holy water. Excellent. Let's go drop these into the vial. I'm thinking farm foam. Surely that has to be... I mean, we're literally on a farm. You. Me. Okay, yeah, farm foam, and I'm concerned. We do. Do you want to use this on yourself? No. Okay. Okay. Fair play. Fair play. No. I hear what you're suggesting, Callista. No. Okay. But if you don't want that. Nocturnal. There's an owl. Do you want... Do you want an owl feather, perhaps, or... Don't tell it to get lost. No point. Can we... Okay, so we can't drag the note. Maybe... I do not want to cut this. Okay. Can we reach up to it? Nothing is happening. You don't want to... Well... Buddy, no. Oh! Brutal. Also, I do love how most of this game is in black and white except for red. I do like that detail. Oh, it was an owl. Can we... Not a bad idea. But I might get my hands dirty with that bird's blood. Well, yeah, you just shot it. The bird's blood is already on your hands. Okay. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, then do you want to... Okay, and then you can, excuse me. A lick of owl's blood. Just one. Okay. Now let's see if we can add this to the potion. What the hell is farm phone? And it has to be something in our vicinity because we're literally at the farm. Maybe Ansel might know? Oh, sorry for your chicken. I'm sorry about your daughter. Sorry for your chicken. It's been getting on my nerves for... Wait a minute. It's been getting on my nerves for too long. That's right. Do the right voice for him. This would be really fucking weird. I'm sorry about your daughter. Bearing in mind, he's not told us about her. So how would we know? How would we know that he has a daughter? This would be really weird to just come out with. I mean, nah, just see you next time. Because how would we know about that? Obviously, we know from reading the other deserter's journal, but I highly doubt he's gonna go dig up that corpse. He's gonna go dig up that body, find a journal, learn about my kid. You know, that just seems strange. Yeah, there was nothing in there. Let's close that up again. Okay. Could farm phone mean chicken blood? I'm thinking, blah, blah, blah. I do not think so. Okay. Maybe some hay? Could we still have the bottle? Absurd. Okay, no. Maurice? He knows his name. Hold up, we can grab... Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, do you want to make a second... Okay. Farm phone. I don't know what this means. That is definitely farm, right? Yeah, nocturnal. So yeah, that is definitely farm. And that is definitely foam. Fuck it. We're gonna poke stuff. We're gonna poke stuff until something happens. Doesn't belong in a well. Does it belong in the hay? Why stick that in that mate? I don't know what farm phone means. You don't think so? Tickle, tickle. Oh, sorry, my good friend. I'm going to need your assistance. Thanks, my pig. Where did you stick that? A touch of pig drool. Okay. Is pig drool particularly foamy? It might be. I don't know. I have not spent any time around pigs, so I would not know. Oh, hello. Something has happened. The flask contains a blackish liquid. It exudes a foul smell. Looks like I fancy myself a sorcerer. May I... The flask contains a blackish liquid. Yo, the things you do at the front. You find a potion list, you decide, fuck it, why not do a little bit of alchemy? Why not? I do not know why you have done this, but you're your own man. You want to do some alchemical gubbins, you go for it, buddy. You go for it. Okay. With that, we have the coin. I'm thinking, so obviously there was down the stairs in the church, and Brother Andre stopped us. Was he hoping for a donation? Can we... Here is a donation to your community, Brother Andre. My means are limited. Thank you, my son. You can go honor Brother Vitalis's memory. Okay. Brother Vitalis. Brother Vitalis? Oh, there goes my timer. The only Brother Vitalis I know was in a Plague Tale Innocence, and Vitalis was an arsehole. Indeed, my son, a holy man, the best of the Dominicans. A great traveller, a great preacher, and a great builder. He ended up a martyr during those cursed wars of religion. May the Lord grant him peace. Okay, I have to leave, Brother Andre. May God watch over you, my son. Okay, well, in the next episode, we head down these stairs to what seems like a crypt. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davies, CGG, The Named User, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.